Something's been stirring in you lately, hasn't it? That peculiar feeling like you're standing at the edge of something you can't quite see. Like when you wake up knowing you had an important dream but can't remember what it was about. Except this feeling follows you through the waking hours too. And that's exhausting, I know. Because your mind wants to understand what's happening, wants to name it, control it, prepare for it. But you can't prepare for something when you don't even know what it is. What I've come to understand, and I'm not trying to convince you of this, you'll either feel it as true or you won't, but consciousness doesn't announce its movements in advance. It doesn't send you a calendar invitation. Instead, it prepares you in ways your rational mind can't track. Your body knows something your mind doesn't. Have you noticed? The way you've been waking up at strange hours, probably around 3 or 4 a.m., the way certain themes keep appearing in completely unrelated conversations, the way you feel simultaneously restless and waiting. That's not anxiety. That's your system recalibrating. The mystics of Kashmir understood this. They said that before consciousness expands into a new form, it first contracts, like pulling an arrow back before releasing it. The tension you've been feeling, that's the bowstring being drawn. And timing in these matters is never random. The Egyptians encoded this in their mysteries. They knew that transformation follows celestial rhythms, inner seasons that have nothing to do with the calendar on your wall. You're in one of those seasons now, the kind that doesn't last months or years, but days, sometimes exactly 2 days. I know that sounds specific for something so mysterious, but mysticism isn't always vague. Sometimes it's precisely timed, like the moment a butterfly emerges from its chrysalis. Not a moment before it's ready, not a moment after. You see, your pineal gland, that little pine cone-shaped thing in the center of your brain, it's been more active lately. Science calls it your circadian rhythm regulator, but the ancients knew it as something else. The seat of spiritual sight, the antenna that picks up frequencies your eyes can't see. And it's been picking up something, a signal, a frequency. Call it what you want, but it's been preparing you for a shift that your conscious mind hasn't registered yet. The Hermetic philosophers had a phrase, as above, so below. What happens in the cosmos reflects in your individual experience. But what they didn't always say clearly, sometimes the cosmic and the personal are so intertwined that you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. That's where you are now, standing at the intersection of personal and universal, temporal and eternal. The Zen masters would recognize this state. They call it don't know mind, that place where your usual understanding dissolves but new understanding hasn't crystallized yet. It's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. Comfort never transformed anyone. But what makes this moment different from all the other times you felt change coming? This time, the change isn't something you need to achieve or accomplish. It's something that's already in motion, has been in motion since before you started noticing the signs. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a seed that's been underground so long you forgot you were planted. You've gotten used to the darkness, the pressure, the not knowing. But something in your DNA, in your essential coding, knows exactly when to crack open. Not because you decide to, but because it's time. The Taoists have a word, Ziran. It means self-so or naturalness. Things happening not because they're forced, but because it's their nature to happen. when conditions align. Your conditions are aligning now. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what's going to shift for you. That would be dishonest. What I do know is that consciousness communicates with itself across different levels of awareness. The you that exists beyond time has been sending messages to the you that's caught in time, and those messages are about to become clear. The Sufis tell a story about a dervish who heard a voice in his meditation saying, "Tomorrow." Just that single word. He didn't know what it meant, but he felt its importance in his bones. The next day, nothing special happened. But the day after that, he realized the voice wasn't talking about the next day. It was telling him that there's always a tomorrow until there isn't. The transformation happens in the eternal now that exists between today and tomorrow. You're in that eternal now. Have been for a while, actually. But in about 48 hours, linear time and eternal time are going to sync up in a way that makes something obvious that's been hidden in plain sight. The indigenous wisdom keepers speak of this. They say that before any vision quest, before any initiation, there's a calling time. Not when you're called, but when the call itself is being formed in the invisible realms, like thunder that happens before you hear it. Your thunder has already happened. You're just waiting for the sound to reach you. And that's tough because waiting without knowing what you're waiting for can feel like madness. But it's not madness. It's the sanest thing possible, allowing mystery to remain mysterious until it's ready to reveal itself. Some part of you knows this is real. Not your skeptical mind, not your need for proof, but that deeper part that recognizes truth by how it resonates in your body. The part that's been preparing you through every synchronicity, every strange dream, every moment of unexplained knowing. The ancient Greeks had two words for time, chronos and kairos. You know chronos, clock time, the time that marches forward predictably. But kairos is different. Kairos is the perfect moment, the pregnant pause, the time when the ordinary becomes a portal to the extraordinary. You entered Kairos the moment you started listening to this, and you'll exit it in about 48 hours. Not because something external will happen to you, but because something internal will finally surface into your conscious awareness. I don't need you to believe me. Belief is irrelevant here. This is about recognition, recognizing what your body already knows, what your dreams have been trying to tell you, what every synchronicity has been pointing toward. The preparation is complete, has been longer than you realize. These 48 hours aren't for getting ready. They're for that last moment of gathered stillness before the wave breaks. You know that moment when you're falling asleep, when you're neither awake nor dreaming? That liminal space where anything feels possible. You're going to live in that space for the next 2 days. And then you'll understand why you had to hear this message now, at exactly this moment, not a minute before or after. The call isn't coming from somewhere else. It never was. The call is the sound of your own becoming, finally loud enough for your conscious mind to hear what your soul has been singing all along.